Okay, for the Umrah with the sisters trip, how do we create a tailor-made experience specific for them? Like Umrah with the man, the brothers, mashallah, we created an experience unique, specific, not just to brothers, but to brothers from an urban street background, brothers from London, brothers from the UK, right? I know for a fact, if we didn't have anything extra special for the sisters and we gave them the same experience that we had for the brothers, they were going to walk away with an amazing time as it is anyway. Because the trip bangs, and the spiritual system that we have set up in place for them, that's going to help them, inshallah ta'ala, get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and feel a level of spirituality they probably never felt in their life. It's going to be enough for them to walk away and say, this trip bang. But because it's sisters, I want to do something better. For me, I'm thinking to myself, okay, now, the brothers trip, we took it from good, excellent to outstanding. So the brothers trip is outstanding now. But when it comes to the sisters trip now, I want to take that brothers standard, which is outstanding to us, and I want to bring it back down to good. And how do we take that outstanding standard for brothers, which is now good for sisters, and make it excellent and then make it outstanding for them? So that is 3 times better than what we produce for the brothers. That's what I'm trying to do for the sisters. Alhamdulillah, we have some provisional concepts that we've discussed, and we've got some kind of direction for how we're going to make the sisters trip unique, tailored to the experience that a sister would desire. But what are some ways we can spice it up? Okay, so good question. So there are certain things that we had in the brothers trip that are universal, not just to brothers but sisters as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then there are other things that we have to bring in that are a bit specific to sisters. Things that we might not have even explored before, but we can introduce them for them. Does that make sense?
No, because for example, one of the things that I'm asking is the brothers. One of the things that we do is, because there's a lot of Talab al-Ilm that are around, so the brothers, they get to have late night sessions, talking, distant Q&As for time. So that's something sisters do miss out on, because they don't have a sister alima, scholar, talibatul ilm that can help do any of that kind of stuff. So is that something that's going to be aided for them as well?
Oh yeah, 100%. So alhamdulillah, we've got 2 sisters that are going to be coming with us on the trip. That are going to be, inshallah ta'ala, there to deal with the sisters' spiritual needs. Okay. Give them advice, give them nasiha and whatnot, and counsel and so on and so forth. But then on top of that, we're going to have the students of knowledge that we always have, those who are from our team that are coming with us, those who are going to be there, who are studying, their students there in Medina and so on and so forth, such as Ustad Yasin and hopefully inshallah ta'ala Ustad Abu Taymi and the likes are going to be there. And we'll facilitate the same kind of pattern. Topics, reminders that be specific for them. But one thing that I do want to have for sisters that we didn't do for brothers, and I think it's more important to do this for sisters, is opportunities to have extended Q&A sessions. Look, there's a lot of confusion around Islamic knowledge for sisters because there's not much stuff that's being done for sisters anyway. So when you give them an opportunity, they're going to have a lot to ask, a lot to say. Do you see what I'm saying? So definitely we're going to facilitate that for them, inshallah ta'ala. I think another key element to this trip for the sisters is the social element, in a sense where girls, generally speaking, don't find opportunities to be able to socialize in a halal environment, right? Options are limited for them. The beauty about Mecca and Medina is very safe. Allah Barak is very, Sharia compliant, place. So they can go to a restaurant, have a good time. They can get some milkshakes. They can get some desserts. They can. There's a lot that they can do. You see what I'm saying? I just noticed that on the last trip, even though we only had 8 sisters, but they seemed like they were really like this social thing was big. Like when people move to uni and then they get that first bit of freedom and it's like, whoa, I'm free, right? And obviously they take liberties with that. They end up, doing haram. They go to the clubs. They do this. They do that. They do this. They do that. And they didn't need to do all those things to have fun. They could have just, gone and got a milkshake, and that would have been a nice night out. But they thought, because the fitna was there and shaitan, he glorifies that which is haram in front of you. They thought that they needed to do that to be able to have a good time. But here, because there's nothing haram that's around, you only have halal options. You still get socialized. You still get to have an amazing time. As long as you've got good people around you, and activities to do, you're going to enjoy yourself.
So what kind of activities do you have in mind?
That's the thing. Look, there's activities that we have. For example, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this, we can do that. But I think it's not so much. I think maybe I'm overthinking. It's not so much about specific individual activities in terms of quantity.
Just the ability to chill together.
It's about creating a quality environment in which they can learn. They could have fun. They can chill out. They could maybe even just go check things around in the market in Medina or Mecca and go to the restaurants and just enjoy themselves. And at the same time, they can worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a correct and appropriate way.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think if we're able to provide something like that, social is something really big, right? And I know it's true, women don't get that quite often. So this is an opportunity for them to get it, to build upon some good companions. I really just relax, just relax.
Yeah, because girls don't get the opportunity. They don't get the opportunity whatsoever.
One thing I believe is really important in it, if we can pattern this, have it nice in it, is like a tailor-made shop for
For
like
jilbabs.
jilbabs and the buyers for sisters. Because for the brothers we can hook that up because we know,
With
right?
the thobes, yeah.
We've been to thobe places. We know. For the sisters, I don't generally. I don't.
Tailor-made
I don't know
jilbabs, yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
But if you can find something, that would be
Yeah.
live.
Yeah, I think that'd be good, inshallah.
I think that'd be really good.
Also, and I think it's just a bit about doing some research into some cool, fun things that we can do for them, inshallah. Now, the spiritual side of things, for me, is not a stress.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we didn't add these extra things into the trip, I know they're going to have an amazing time because at the end of the day, what they're coming for is ibadah and spirituality and whatnot. These are just extra benefits that just kind of add a bit of flavour to the trip. But I definitely think that this is something that we need to put a lot of work to, man. Because for me personally, like I said, this trip is more important than the brothers' trip. What do you think, Sammy? As we're talking about the sisters' trip, why are you working on the brothers' trip? Can you show us something for the sisters, please? What's that?
That's the referral.
Show us that. That's interesting. Sisters, what? £200 off?
Yep.
How did they get £200 off? Brothers never got £200 off.
I'm waiting for it to load and then I'll give you the
Yeah,
information.
but brothers never got £200 off. MashaAllah, referral scheme for the sisters. I don't know if they can see. Get £200 off our Umrah with the sisters trip for you and a friend. How can you get involved in this amazing initiative? Check the caption below. It's not on the poster, they have to check
Yeah,
below.
it's going to be on the social media.
Okay. We'll sort that out, inshallah. Anyway, all in all, whatever the weather, you have to make sure that we produce a powerful experience for these sisters because they've trusted us. They're coming. You know, this is something that's not been done for them ever before.